All right. Joy, thank you so much for joining us. This is what we call Plaster Nation. It's my team's Blast Nation. Chris's team is Push Nation. So we don't have like a really good um, real name, so we just say Plaster Nation. So we do combined team calls. So anyway, I wanted to have Joy join us for this call. I met her, what was it, last January?
Yeah, I think, we met each other on stage.
Yeah, so we met on stage taking a selfie at a Super Saturday in Frisco. We were both 2015 Premier Coaches, and we were being recognized up there. So after that, we just kind of started chatting. And so then we had the leadership conference, and now she's a 5-star qualifying coach. 2 weeks left, right?
2 weeks of that, and I just started 6-star qualifying. So it's just gonna, yeah. So yeah, it's fun. Things are fun.
No stopping her. So if you're not following her on Facebook, then do it. And really, Joy, you've been a coach less than 2 years, right?
It'll be 2 years on June 30th. So yeah.
So this girl's rocking it. So we just gonna she's gonna tell us how she is finding business builders and what she's doing. So I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna let you talk. Anything else that you want to add to that? Just go for it. So.
I will totally take it from there. And I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of the call. That's a huge honor. So I feel like the weight of responsibility to bring my A game to y'all and give you whatever knowledge I can download to you, because I love Lindsay. I think she has an amazing energy. She is a great leader. We've gotten to know each other through the New Leader Conference, and we saw each other on the cruise. And so I'm just cheering for you guys. You have no idea that there are other teams who want to see you succeed. So anyway, I think that's really cool about our organization, is that we are all for each other, and you will find that the more you take your next steps in this business, that coaches are so generous with their time and their knowledge. They don't hold anything back. They have no secrets, and they're ready to give you their secret sauce. So hopefully I'm going to give you a couple things to think about when it comes to finding business builders. Now, how many of you would like to find a couple more business builders? We can kind of make this conversational. Everyone's like, please. So yes, and I will tell you, let me tell you a little bit about my story first, and then we'll get into the business builder thing. So let me share my screen. Here we go. All right, let me move this. I think that will work. All right, that'll work. So yeah, my name is Joy Bowen. I am technically, I guess now I need to change that, a 6-star qualifying diamond coach. And I will hit my 2-year anniversary later this month. I wanted to tell you a little bit of background about my story, because I think it's going to let you understand a little bit about the passion and why I am doing what I'm doing. But you should know that for 7 years, I said no to this business. My sponsor coach is Stephanie Richardson, and she was sponsored by Melissa Hudgens, who is a founding coach. And so Stephanie has been a coach for 9 years now, and I said no for 7 years. I was on Stephanie's, dream team. I knew it was coming when she started. It was Beachbody was called $1 Million Body back then. It was crazy, and she put this tattoo on her car, and I thought she had lost her mind, and I thought it was all a scam. I didn't really think it was a scam. I just thought it was hokey, and it wasn't for me. And timing is everything. So I am proof that you never want to give up asking your go-getter friends, because life happens, circumstances change, and you never know. Timing is completely everything. So let me tell you about the events that led up to me saying yes, finally, okay? So I am a mom of 2 boys. I've been married. We're having our 20-year anniversary this month on the 21st. To a wonderful road warrior man named Andrew Bowen. And about 4 or 5 years ago, anyway, we went through back to back to now back medical whammies. And so my youngest son was diagnosed with a papilledema, swollen optic nerve. We had to rule out brain tumor. A year later, my husband nearly died in his black belt test. We had a nice little care flight and ICU stay. And literally my friends were trying to plan how they were going to take care of me after we were out of the hospital because they didn't think Andrew was going to make it. A year later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we treated it super aggressively with a bilateral mastectomy. So I am a breast cancer survivor. I will be celebrating 3 years cancer-free this September. Praise God. So, whoops. On the heels of that, I think we muted. On the heels of that, my oldest son is now wrestling with depression and anxiety. And so you could say that health and wellness and well-being became very much a focal point for our family. And so I saw Stephanie. She was piloting PIO. She was part of the test group. And for the first time in her journey, I'm sure she had transformations before, but for the first time in her journey, her transformation wowed me. To the point where I was like, dang, like she went all in for PIO and her before and after pictures showed it. And so when I was done with my breast cancer stuff, I felt like an alien in my body. Nothing fit in my closet. I really just wanted to feel like I got my mojo back. And so I reached out to her and I said, I want to do whatever this is that you're doing. I feel like this is honoring to my body. I tried my kickboxing class and nothing felt the same. They really change your body composition when you go through reconstruction surgery. So I needed something that was honoring and restorative. And so I said that I wanted to be a part of her challenge group. I naturally shared about it on Facebook, and I instantly had 3 friends say, hey, we would like to do this with you. And I didn't sign up as a coach. In fact, she sent the wrong link, so I got the deluxe pack or whatever. I actually, reached out to her and I said, hey, I have 3 friends who want to do the PIO group. And she was like, well, you can have the referral commission or I can. Which would you prefer? And I was like, well, I'd like the money back. I mean, we have lots of medical bills, so that sounds good. So she told me to sign up as a preferred customer. And when I went to go fill out the application, I saw the word coach. And I called her and I said, it says coach. And she said, don't worry about it. It's just the same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, after 7 years, she got me, right? I signed up as a coach. I didn't even ask my husband for permission. I just filled out the paperwork. I got the commissions. And I called him after it was all done. I was like, you won't believe what happened today. I signed up as a coach. And he laughed. So, that weekend, we were talking about it and it just hit me. Maybe this is a way that I can do something to honor my story. Maybe this is something that I can, encourage people with. Maybe I can help because, my oncologist was so adamant about he was adamant. The one thing he stressed more than anything else when I went to go see my oncologist was the fact that I needed to exercise. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what if I can help people? What if I can actually help women find their sense of restoration? I mean, I think we've all had people that we've talked to where they've been frustrated with their body image, or they feel like they've lost their sexy groove. And if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you know that you hold in your hands a tool that can bring restoration to identity, to marriages, new legacies to families. And so it didn't take us very long that first weekend after I felt like I'd been tricked to sign up for us to start dreaming about the people I could help and the purpose I could put toward my story. And I think that's where we all start, right? You guys are called to help people. We all are called to help people. But the problem is we tend to get sidetracked on maybe our, income level as a coach. Is it where we want it to be? Maybe, we get a little sidetracked because we're anxious about the freedom that we want to, like, these are all reasons that we want to coach, right? It's the money, it's the freedom. We want to travel more. We want more recognition in our life, potentially. We want to be our own boss, and we want more time with our family. And when those things don't show up fast enough, we are so tempted to throw in the towel and lose momentum, go backwards, or even potentially quit. And so before we get into what you need to do to attract business builders to you, I want you guys to do a little reality check. And I thought this was kind of funny, but I want you guys to really think through, like, I want to remind you guys, you are called to help people. And if you keep your focus on helping people, well, then you're going to go really, really far in this business. So here's the thing. I know we all wish that there was some sort of, hotline where we could call up and order up 15 superstar, awesome go-getter coaches. But there isn't. But the good thing is that you can do some things that are going to attract them to you. I will tell you, the first year, I was not really good. I had a few business builders. That's how I got to Premier. I was so blessed to find them, but I was not great at attracting them to me. I got to them only because I hustled my butt off. I just helped so many people that I naturally found a few business builders in the process. And at the end of 2015, my sponsor coach came to me and she said, you're really good at selling challenge packs, but you're not really good at, recruiting coaches. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've got all of these coaches. I'm a premier coach. And I was really taken aback by that. And it wasn't until New Leader Conference and listening to Bonnie Engel that I really started to get a better picture of what it meant to attract business builders and to, put intentional posts out there. I was really great about posting about my workout. I was really great about posting about my Shakeology, about my challenge groups, even about sneak peeks. But I wasn't really good about telling a story of the coaching and the lifestyle piece. And I think for a long time, I felt confused. People would say, you need to post more lifestyle posts. And I was like, I am a mom of 2 teenage boys. What lifestyle of the rich and famous do I have to show? And I had this false perception that I had to show this lifestyle of having all this time and going shopping and always getting my nails done. And that's not what it is at all. And we're going to talk about that tonight on the call. So the good news is that even if you don't have a radical lifestyle, it doesn't even matter what, and we'll talk about that a little bit. So here's what I want to remind you, and you hear this all the time. Your why gives you superhero powers, okay? If I go back to the very beginning of my story and, it doesn't take a whole lot for me to feel very missional about what it is that I do. It is a deep-seated passion of mine to help people reduce cancer risk, to get healthy, to revive marriages, to create new legacies in their families. All of those things are composed into my why. But an even bigger why is that I want more time with my family because we have very much experienced how fragile time is. It's almost been taken away from us. And, you don't have to have that kind of experience in order to figure out what your big why is. But your big why is going to give you superhero powers to go do what you need to do even when it gets hard. Okay? So that is one thing. Now, to attract business building coaches, you need to focus on creating contagious challenge groups. I thought this picture was hilarious. I cannot help but laugh at this face. She's awesome. And so I think sometimes we take for granted the reason when I saw these challenge groups, when I was a challenger myself, before I even really made the decision to coach, it didn't take me very long to see how powerful the coaching opportunity could be because we focus on life transformation first. And out of life transformation will come some of your most passionate business building coaches. I have one gal on my team who I totally underestimated. She didn't eat but like 2 vegetables when she started in my challenge group. She wouldn't drink her Shakeology. She was doing PIO for 60 days. I didn't think she was very consistent. She was like not excited about her journey. Well, she had a crazy transformation. She actually came to me wanting to be a coach. I put her, hindsight's always 2020, but I placed her under my husband because I thought she would be a discount coach at best. She's going to be a 1-star coach tomorrow. And I just think that's incredible. Anybody can do this business. It does not discriminate against age, background, ability, gender, and it doesn't discriminate. The only thing that you need is hustle. And so I would ask, like, are your challenge groups engaging? And we all have groups that, have you ever had a group where you're like, oh my gosh, could this group just end? It's so dead. That's happened to me too. I just focus on being the most active, engaging, positive person in the challenge group possible and reaching out one-on-one to those people, because chances are they're probably introverts and they don't feel comfortable sharing a whole lot, but they're watching. They're watching you. And so the best thing you can do is just show up anyway, be the best participant in the group. And then the next month, if they want to continue on with you, get some new life in that group and find some new challengers who will be engaged, and it will change everything for you. So 1, how to find business builders. I want you to evaluate your challenge groups and see how engaging they are. Are you bringing your personality to them? Or are you using the stock scripts? There's nothing wrong with the stock scripts that we have access to in the back office. I use them for like 6 to 8 months. I think they're great. But if you've been a coach for any length of time, don't be afraid to bring some of your personality into the group. That's what's going to get people engaged and committed and want to join your team. Okay, this is a big one. This is a big tip. You attract what you reflect in this business. And so if you want a business builder to come join your team, you have to be a business builder. Now that sounds really elementary, I know, but if you're not making Success Club a priority, if you're not hustling, if you're not exhibiting the example, if you're not doing the behaviors that you want to attract to your business, you're not going to attract those people. You have to do what you want to see duplicated in your business. We were at the New Leader Conference. I forget which top 10 or superstar diamond said it, but I think it was Michelle Myers. She was talking about how, she was lamenting about how frustrating, like, sometimes it can be, that you don't have people who are willing to step up and take a next step or be a business builder, that you see so much potential in them, but like they're not taking that next step. And she's like, you know what the common denominator is and all that? And we're like, on the edge of our seats, like, yes, please tell us. She's like, you're the common denominator. And we were like, ouch. But like, that's a really good principle, right? So be the leader that you want on your team. And I promise you, you will start attracting like-minded people who will duplicate you. It is so night and day to find like business building people versus like discount coaches who, you have to kind of drag. Business building people go build the business and help people, and you're like, I don't even have to tell them what to do, versus like some other coaches where you have to drag them along. So don't be the person that has to be dragged along into next steps. Take initiative. Be the one who's leading from the front. You are the business builder, and you will attract other business builders in the process, because go-getters like other go-getters. Does that make sense? So dig deep, even if you are the only one. Sometimes like my diamonds get really tempted to take their foot off of the gas pedal when they hit that diamond goal. And it's like, no. You just got started. Like, don't take off the momentum at that point. Like, keep going. And sometimes I hear this excuse, like, well, I really need a business builder. And my comment always back to them is, you are the business builder. Keep going. When you find your business builder, you will know. You won't have to drag anyone along with you. But until then, keep going. So that's that. Okay, success leaves clues. Now, this is a really fun part of our business. It's one of the things I love the most because I feel like we have such an opportunity through social media to leave a little breadcrumb, to leave little clues of what success looks like. And so let me ask you guys tonight, like, what kind of clues are you leaving behind? I want to show you a couple samples of posts. And this is where we really get into, talking about maybe like the semantics of coaching or even the programs or the products versus lifestyle versus, what is it that you love about coaching, okay, to people. Now, before we get into social media and how we breadcrumb and how we leave clues, let me just say this. Social media is a tool. It is not a magic wand, okay? You are not going to get your business builder from crafting the perfect post. You are also not going to hit Success Club by crafting the perfect post. You are going to use social media as a way to attract engagement and then build relationship with those people. And it is out of the relationship that you will find people who want to be a part of your team, who want to build this as an income, who want to do big things. So I don't want to give you the misconception that social media is like a magic bullet, because it ain't. But it is a very powerful tool in your toolbox for attracting the right kind of like-minded people to you. So here's a little example. If you've done this, don't worry, I have too. I just randomly searched this. So if it's anyone's post, I'm totally sorry, but I'm just using it as an example and know that I've done it too. I kind of felt nervous, taking a screenshot of a random person. I'm like, gosh, what if they see this? I feel so bad. But really, I've done it too. If I, could have searched all the way back at the beginning, you would see the same stuff, okay? So this was a post I just found today by, I think I did Beachbody Coach hashtag or whatever, which you don't want to do because that is going to lead them directly to, superstar Beachbody coaches potentially. Just don't use those hashtags. But this is not a very inspiring post. Would you agree? I don't know what I'm supposed to take away from this. Does anyone feel like this is inspiring them to go get on a treadmill? No. Or to go change your life? Probably not, right? I don't know what the purpose of this is, but it didn't speak to me. But so this post felt a little flat, right? But here's a post that I did. It got 76, 75 people on it. And this was something I posted recently. And it tells a story. Okay, it tells a little bit about our relationship. It tells a little bit about what coaching does for us as a couple first and foremost, right? So I'll read it to you because I know it's hard to read while I'm talking anyway. So it says, yesterday Andrew went to work out on his own and I felt a little sad that we didn't get our sweat date together, especially since he had been traveling all last week. But he more than made up for it by doing some country dancing with me yesterday. Today, he waited for me to finish my mani-pedi so that we could press play together. And the smile on my face will tell you I'm in my happy place. There are so many things that try to pull us away from each other. Our dates don't look normal to the rest of the world, and we're perfectly okay with that. There was one point in the workout today where I could literally feel my body maxing out. It was a static hold position, and I grumbled, I don't think I can hold it. Without missing a step, Andrew started counting down the time we had left in the exercise to encourage me that I was almost at the finish line. I thought it was so sweet, and you know what? I finished the move. We are coaches to each other first and foremost before anyone else. It makes us a stronger couple, better parents, and more in tune with each other. As I look at this picture, I can't help but wonder, what if we never had said yes to being coaches? This picture wouldn't even exist. How do I know? Because we weren't even moving in the same direction before starting this journey, and now we are, and it's made a huge difference for a relationship. Does that inspire you? Does that make you feel like, I want to work out with my honey? I want to do a sweat date. I have people actually reaching out to me saying, I want that. I want that in my relationship. I want to work out with my spouse. So tell them a story, okay? We do not have a lifestyle of the rich and famous, but we are fighting for each other. So there's one. I hope that helps give you an idea of what breadcrumbing looks like. Here's another. Lindsay was telling you that we met each other while we were being recognized as premier coaches. And I was in such a state of shock. I didn't even realize we were going to be like recognized that day. And Lindsay was brilliant. And she brought her phone up to the stage, thank God. And she shared the pic. And so I was able to get a post out of it, which I was so grateful for. Because look, oh my gosh, like 160 plus like likes on it. And there was 19 comments or whatever. But anyway, so this is breadcrumbing success, okay? And this is why you want to hustle. This is like on the cruise, y'all. I'm so ADHD right now, but just flow with me. On the cruise, Bonnie Engel got up. They did a panel, and she was like, let's just be honest. The first year of coaching sucks. Like, it's hard work to get that momentum, to pump the water well, to get the water flowing. If you can just wade through the suck, you have moments like this where you can start breadcrumbing these like pieces and a trail of success, momentum, and that you're going places. And I'm telling you guys, people want to be a part of that. And so the best thing you can do is dig deep and hustle and do whatever you need to do to manufacture the momentum to find some of these moments, okay? And then I think everyone on this call can be a 2016 Premier or Elite coach if you decide to do it. There's nothing holding you back. But even if you decide that's not the goal for you, you can still breadcrumb success. You can still do pictures like this. So anyway, this says, such a humbling moment to be recognized as one of the 4 Premier coaches in the room of 1,500 today. Crazy to think this little business started at my kitchen table, literally. I've learned that if you genuinely love people and work smart, you can accomplish incredible things and impact lives of those on the journey with you. So why not you? If you want to design a life with more passion and purpose, we should talk. Isn't that cool? So things like this where you get to talk about, I love working with my team, or I love leading my challenge groups. Even if you are just a team of 1, you can start finding those little baby successes in your business and sharing them. Share the story, right? So get really good at telling stories in your post. Don't talk to them about the containers. I mean, yes, you want to share your recipes and all your fit tips and all those great things, but at least, once a day, several times a week, get good at sharing your story and the evolution of you as a coach. Does that make sense? Okay. I also want to talk to you guys about this idea of recruiting people that you have influence over versus people who are influential. When we get started in this business, and I certainly felt the same thing, my tendency, I would ask people to be a coach on my team. I would ask people who I felt I had a little bit of influence over, if I'm completely honest. They were a safer ask, and they were people that I felt like, like they might do me a favor. They could do it. Like, I felt like they'd be a great coach. But if I'm really honest with you guys, when I first started, it was safer to ask people that I had a little bit of influence over versus people who I thought were influential. I want to encourage you to level up. Ask people who are a step above you potentially to be a coach on your team, and then never give up on them. I have one coach on my team who was one of my level ups, and I had to ask her for 2 years. Remember my story? 7 years, you guys. Don't give up on the people who are a level up, because the difference in your business with people who are level up versus people who you have influence over is night and day. The people who you feel you have influence over, you'll have a business that feels frustrating because you'll feel like you're trying to pull and push and drag them. And that's not what we want. We want a business that feels victorious. The people this year who have come to my business are business builders. And it's amazing because I'm like, they don't even want to schedule a one-on-one call necessarily. But like, I'll look at their business and it's exploding on their own, and they'll touch base when they need to, or I will reach out to them. But it's so much different from like, you know, my first 6 months, a year in the business, where I felt like I was on a phone call and being more of a counselor than a mentor. So let me encourage you to invite those people, like create a list of 10 people, you guys, invite them to your next sneak peek, and, you know, ask the scary people. Because here's the deal, even if they say no, ask them again in like 2 months or 6 months or whatever, because you want to be the person they say yes to. One of the go-getters on my team had so many people who asked her to be a Beachbody coach, and she finally said yes to join my team. And that's because I got the ask in and I kept asking. Like the other people just kind of faded away, and they weren't consistent. They weren't persistent. You know, she could see that there was something different about what I was doing. I was consistent. I was positive. I was going places, and I wanted her to come with me. And that's what you want to be communicating through your activity and through your breadcrumbing in social media. Does that make sense? All right. Everyone's like, yes, we get it. Okay. All right. Ultimately, momentum brings you business builders. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. There is like one day out of the month, it's probably around my cycle, but there's like 1 or 2 days every single month without fail. I'll turn to my husband. I'll be like, well, that was fun. I think I'm done. Like, I think maybe I've helped everyone. Maybe it's over. Maybe maybe I'm never going to find anyone. Like, where are my Success Club points going to come from this month? Like, I have those moments every single month. It lasts for typically 24 hours. And then I remind myself, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be helping people and focusing on helping people more than about where my business is at. And if I can get my head straight, and you do that through personal development and staying plugged into your upline, I can get back to oh yeah, I'm not going to be distracted by this stuff, all this other stuff. I'm called to help people. So I'm going to go out and help and bless people. And without fail, usually within that time frame, at the end of it, someone raises their hand and says, can you help me? And I'm always reminded, oh my gosh, this is why I'm doing this. But for those of you it doesn't matter how you started this journey. It really doesn't. No one cares how you started the race. They care and cheer for how you finish it. So I don't care if you have been on this journey for years and you're like, oh, I'm still an emerald, or I'm still a diamond and I'm not a star diamond yet, and I'm so stinking frustrated. I don't care about any of that. What matters is how you finish the race. You might be the person who got to the pit stop at the marathon, and you're like, oh, I'm going to just hang out here and have a conversation and an extra Gatorade. But everyone's waiting to cheer for you at the finish line. Everyone. All of the naysayers, all of the skeptics, when they see you cross the finish line, they too will be like, they'll be cheering for you. So I want you guys to, tonight, make a renewed commitment to hustle. Hustle. You all should be, I firmly believe it should not take anyone more than a max of 60 days to go diamond. And diamond isn't the destination. It's just a launching point. It's like a star on the way to a bigger goal. But you got to get there first. And so if it's taking you more than 60 days, you got to bring the hustle. That's just my opinion. Because here's the thing. If you ask, okay, it's kind of like a mathematical equation. If you invite or connect and like relationally share, if you are connecting with, let's say you get to like 60, 80 people, you should be darn close to diamond. Unless you're talking to 60 or 80 people over the course of like 3 years or a year, and then you don't have the momentum to your advantage. You can't ever build up momentum to get the water pumping out of the well. And so the power of threes, that could be great for someone who, if you can rock the power of threes. Anyone doing power of threes? Power of threes are awesome. I love them. And even though my best friend was my sponsor, one of my best friends was my sponsor, and I was like, I have to give you my power of three numbers? Like, this is so stupid. But I did it anyway because I knew the power of accountability. Now, when I got really hungry to take that next step and to just go diamond, because we were in a sprint to diamond group and I wanted to be the first one to cross the finish line. I'm very competitive. And so I was like, well, if power threes are going to get me there like in 3 months time, I wonder what inviting 10, like I'll just knock out 10 invites today. And so I'd bust out 10 invites. And the next day I'm like, I have a little time. I wonder what would happen if I invite just another 10 today. So like I just made a mess. I just like invited a slew of people. And it was that kind of crazy momentum that propelled me into the diamond rank. But I tallied it up and it was about 80 contacts before I became a diamond coach. So I don't want to reduce it all to numbers, but I do want to say, like, you can go slow and painful, or you can go fast and fun. And the only thing that's required for fast and fun is that you just dig deep for a little extra confidence from people like myself and Lindsay who have gone before you and tell you you can do it. Doesn't matter where you are in your journey. You can totally use momentum to your advantage. And when you do, you're going to start to, like, the business builders are going to take notice that you're for real. You're the real deal. And they're going to want to come join your team. Okay. So that's all I got. Did we lose Lindsay?
Yeah, she's still on. Brady's trying to get to sleep, so she had texted me and said that she's still on, but she's trying to get him down.
Bless her. Okay, let me stop sharing. So do you guys have any questions? Like, we can do a little Q&A if you have some time. Any takeaways?
So when you bring your coaches on, your onboarding process, I mean, I know you're attracting business builders, but do you do the one-on-one calls and do you do the hand-holding, like you kind of hand-hold at the beginning and then let it go?
Yeah, no, this is great. I actually do a new Coach Academy every first Monday of the month. And so I run the Coach Basics content, but in addition to that, like I have a pinned post that has all the Coach Basics content in it. And then I do a little bit of a Monday through Friday post for team culture stuff. And Bonnie Engel shared some pretty amazing things at the New Leader Conference that I incorporated, which really helped my coaches start successfully. And if they do the lessons and if they follow the instructions, they will get their first 3 and usually Success Starter, obviously, and then they usually will advance to Emerald rank all in the first 30 days. So the secret sauce there, which really isn't a secret, but I'm so happy to share, is that day 1 is all about, hey, introduce yourself. Day 2, I tell them, okay, you got to be open for business and you got to tell people about what you're doing. So we do like I don't call it coming out of the closet, but it is a coming out of the closet post. I give them samples. So if they are a discount coach and they just want to work on their strong and they think they might find a few referrals along the way, I have some examples of that. Like, hey, I'm starting something new. Cheer for me as I fight for my strong. I'm going to be sharing from my journey over the next 30 days because I need the extra accountability. It's kind of like that kind of post. Then for my business builders, it literally is an open for business. Like, I'm so excited. I am starting as a Beachbody coach and I can't wait to help other people. And they share a little bit about their story. Because like the truth of the matter is, if you were going to open up like a Starbucks or any kind of business in the area, like you would want people to know that you can help them. You would want them coming to your Starbucks. And the same thing is true when we start our own small business as a coach. We need to let people know that we can help them. So then day 3 is all about, all right, now that you're open for business, here's the 5-step invitation. We're going to start inviting people. So then the next day is like, okay, here's your follow-up scripts. And then basically we have a graduation project at the end of the 30 days. So on the 4th Monday of the month, the last Monday of the month, we do a co-led challenge group. So their sole focus is to find 3 people to bring to the party, and we will lead that challenge group together. So, it's kind of like the I do, we do, and then their second month as a coach is the You Do, where they can go start leading their own challenge groups. And I found that to be very, very helpful.
Very good. We've started implementing what you were saying with Bonnie Engel at the NLC with the coming out of the closet, doing the email first or texting your friends before you do it. And we've had great success with that as well. People are getting uncomfortable, which is good.
It's good.
Does anyone else have any questions? Jet?
Sweet boy.
No.
Well, I hope to see a lot of you guys at Summit, and I want to be cheering for you. So,
I think, yeah, just about everyone on here should be there, should be at Summit. And I mean, great call. I think we needed that. It's stuff, I mean, you were saying it, like, this, but it's good to be reminded and to have a new voice say it and just a different spin on it. So thank you so much.
You are welcome. All right, you guys. So I expect to hear a great update in the months to come, and you all need to go kill your goals. Don't walk, run. Get it done.
Lindsay just said something.
Are your diamonds people that you know or people you found online?
Oh, some of them are a little bit of both, actually. So, my new business building diamonds, I have a couple who were existing friends who've been watching for a while. And then I had a couple people respond to, a call to action post that I put on my like page and boosted or shared on my personal page. So that was, I hate to say it was luck, but sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I feel like that is luck. So both. I mean, I think all of those people on the like page, the funny thing is some of them are watching you on social media, and they could be watching you for years before they finally reach out and feel like they want to take a next step with you. So people are watching, definitely.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Oh, there's Lindsay.
Did you survive bedtime?
Yeah, he's asleep. Husband's asleep on the couch, and he's asleep. I was like earphones in. He was like, he kept saying cord. I'm like, no. Okay, I know we're recording, so.
All right. Anyone else have any other questions or comments for Joy? She's at your disposal.
You can ask me anything. One other thing that I will say was really, it doesn't really pertain to business builders, but it was really helpful that first year. I was fearless at asking for referrals. And so, especially for your free groups, if you're doing like a clean eating challenge or something, you can post about that on your personal page and then go to your existing client base and say, hey, I have a huge favor to ask. Would you be willing to share about my upcoming free group? I've only had like 10% of the people I've asked say no, that they weren't comfortable with that, but a majority are so happy to, and they'll write you an endorsement, or you can tell them exactly what to say. And that can help you expand your circles of influence beyond what you currently have on Facebook to like their contacts. So yeah, hopefully that helps too.
Can you tell me one more time what you were saying when you have a new coach and you have them join you in your challenge group first, and then can you say that again?
Yeah, let me break down the flow of my month. That might help. So my personal goal is to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. I find that it frees up my mental capacity to, continue to find people to help, but also focus on my team and just be in a more creative space. But so the second Monday of the month is my personal challenge group. And so if I have a new coach who's starting and they've never been in a challenge group before, I will plug them into my challenge group so that they can at least get a couple weeks of experiencing what that's like as a challenger before our co-led group on the last Monday of the month. So first Monday is Coach Academy. Second Monday is my challenge group. The third week, we do a sneak peek on the Thursday. And then the fourth week is the Coach Academy co-led challenge group. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. So like you run your own private group on the second Monday. The third Monday, you have the people who are in your Coach Academy, which I guess maybe like a month academy or whatever, start a new group on the third Monday.
Fourth Monday.
And everybody in there just does their thing and kind of tests out their coaching muscles.
Well, what we do is, so like I have a script and I will say, hey, can you take these days? Because now in the, we use the Challenge Tracker app, but you can have co-leaders. They just added that feature. So you can have multiple coaches in the Challenge Tracker app. So I will give them my 30-day script and I'll say, hey, can you do Tuesday, Thursday this week? And, schedule that content so you can start to get used to that. So really, they don't have to worry so much about the heavy lifting of organizing the group and all the posting. Like I'm kind of the conductor at that point. I'm still participating as an active coach in the group, but their responsibility is to find those first 3 customers. Because again, I want to help build their momentum and start them off right. So if I can help them find their first 3, they recover the initial cost of their challenge pack or pretty close. They hit Success Club. They, get month 1 of Success Starters, a call with Carl Deichler. They might even go Emerald in the process. So like that's a lot of instant breadcrumbing of fun success, right? So that's why I run those 2 groups, one for me and one for the Academy.
Okay, cool. So I just might want some feedback. Right now in my group, it's kind of like it's a recycling group. So every 28 days, I start a new group. And I don't know if that's the best format, or like if I should, and this is only on Facebook. So I had to get started in the Challenge Tracker app. I just invited several of my existing challengers to say, hey, let's test this out just to see how it works. And so they were all like, sure. So I had a bunch of people in there. So that's the only time I've used that, but I don't know if I should just shut it down at the end of the 21 days, just like the, challenge group script shows us to do, or just keep it how it is. It works really well. I mean, everybody's doing good, but I just kind of had that thought of just the newness might add to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I always, even when I was running groups on Facebook, I would shut them down and start a brand new group page because there was something about new that seemed to recommit people to the process a little bit. Plus, I wanted to have the personal hustle of knowing that I needed to bring at least 3 new people to the party so that there was some new life in the group, because otherwise, over time, it can feel a little stale. But honestly, I run the same. I know this is so crazy. I run the same 30-day script every single month. And the people who want to continue in the group, like they go into a brand new group with new challengers, some old, some new. But it's the same content, but I'm showing up and encouraging them. So I think like when you make contagious challenge groups, it's more about the relationships that you're trying to facilitate in that group than it is necessarily the content that you're posting every day. It's how you're like investing in the relationship of the people in your group and, helping them facilitate relationship with each other.
Okay. And then
do you have a fit club? Like, do you do a fit club? So, like, what I was doing my first 2 years, I had a fit club for my graduates. So if they weren't actively engaged or all in, I would put them in a Facebook group for graduates or people who only purchased a program and not a challenge pack. And I would post in there occasionally, but I wouldn't post in there daily.
Okay. Yeah, that's good feedback. Because I have like tons of people in there and that are just, they don't do anything, and I'll reach out to them once a month, and the ones who are really active, I'll reach out to them a little more, but I'm just like, kind of getting this vibe that I need to redo something, you know, and I have prep week in there as well. And so I'll just go in and add a new person and then just tag them in all the prep week posts, which I guess
they're entering an existing group. Like they just kind of go into an existing group.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So like so I'll have some people start like on the start day, but then if someone signed with the challenge pack and we were already started, I'll say, hey, we're going to recycle our group on this day. Or if you feel comfortable, this is how we'll do it. And I just kind of educate them on, you know, you're going to be seeing me tag you at each day for 7 days in a prep week post. So get you in the group, let you see how the group is flowing, but I'll tag you once a day for 7 days and, you know, until you get your challenge pack, and then you can start then, or like I give them an option, like whatever they want to do. But I don't know if that's the best way either, because I know some people that, you know, you only get one start day for some people. That's how they do their group. And then if someone doesn't get in on that start date, then they'll just make them wait till the next one. But I'm not sure if that's right, or, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter. Like, but I just want to be the most effective.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what the other coaches say too. Lindsay?
Okay, so I kind of go back and forth starting a group, but kind of like what she's saying, if I have someone like today, I have a group going, I'm going to finish, I'll throw them in there. What I did this challenge group, is I created albums, a 21-day fix album in my challenge group. And so I tell them, and I posted pictures in there, like under the photos. And I was like, go into the albums, click on 21-day fix meal plans. And we provide meal plans, and there's meal plans in there. Go to the album that has, I have a Shakeology album. So click on the Shakeology album, and there are recipes.
That's cool.
So that's kind of what I did this go round. And I kind of keep one running for a month. You know, if it's 21-day fix, whatever. We did a 60-day boot camp the last 2 months, kind of depending on the program. You know, you just kind of go with it. This past, I was kind of like in a routine this past time. And Chris and I talked, I was like, we got to up our challenge groups, you know? And so I feel like I've put a lot of heart into the one I'm in now, and it's going really good, you know? This is the first time that I've done these albums. And I like it, you know? I don't know, and like I kind of do some repeat stuff, so I added some people, even some existing customers. I actually threw a fireball and starting a challenge group tomorrow, but I just added them to this. I didn't really have anyone buy a challenge pack. They were just, you know, repeating customers, so they know the drill. So I didn't open up a new group that time, you know. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think you kind of have to be flexible.
The reason why I do new 30-day groups is because I take those people who have been existing in the challenge group, the 30-day groups, and I will say to them, okay, we're going to move into a new 30-day group, and there are new people in there, and you are our veteran challenger. So I want you to, you know, encourage these newbies, or I might even, like, I haven't figured out how to do it in the challenge tracker app, but when I was doing them in Facebook, I would even ask them, like, hey, can you do, you know, the post for Friday? And I would give them the post. So like, I'm trying to help those veteran challengers take a little baby step toward coaching. So, you know, my only, you know, thought is, if you continue to just make it this like ongoing group, there's no like end date or graduation day where you can like ask them, hey, like, I'm putting you in this group with some new people who could really use your encouragement. So I don't know how your coach development piece works in that way.
Yeah. I'm getting that feel like, I'm like, how do I close this out and make them feel like they've really closed it out? And we don't have a real big push towards, your results. And we just kind of, oh, we're done with the challenge. Good job, everyone. And, if you had some results, let us know. And if someone privately messaged me, I'll ask them, can I share that or give you a shout out in the group? And, but I want them to do that. And I want them to feel like they can. But that's kind of another thing. But, so maybe I'll try that.
I would say, see if they're willing to try, see how many of them would be willing to go into a new group with some new challengers and run it for 30 days and see, there's power. Like when you end that 30-day group and everyone's sharing their results, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to go into the group, do what Joy was saying and create a separate group that's a little more low key. You post in there, twice a month or something, just kind of check in. And that's where you can put your inactive people.
Yeah.
Keep those people that are giving you momentum in those challenge groups, keep them going.
Yes.
So the other thing I had a question about was I have a person who's working their business, and she started her challenge group. And now I feel like after some of the things you've shared today that probably I should have helped her a little bit more.
I think it's good to let people to fly. Are you worried that she's not going to fly?
No, I'm just worried that she's already done at least 2 months of challenge groups, but she's just doing it on her own. Of course, I'm going in there and I'll post and support it and all that stuff. But that's
the beauty of a business builder. They do it without you having to twist their arms. So I think that's a good job.
I'm like, well, shoot. That's a good idea, though, the coaching academy thing, and then just having them do their own thing. I think that's a cool thing.
I didn't start doing that until a year and a half as a coach into the business. And so, we all are a process or a work in progress. So I think you did a great job. She's hosting challenge groups. You need to feel great about that.
I'm always hopefully I gave her enough love.
Well, you still can give her love.
Yeah, I am.
I think that's great.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much again, Joy. I mean, lots of great content. Thank you for sharing your tips.
Yeah, no problem. I hope it was helpful. And guys.
Very, very helpful.
All right. Well, I will see you all at Summit, I hope. Lindsay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you in a few months.
Chris, thank you. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yeah,
blessings.
Bye, Joy.
Bye.